Hello everyone, thank you for joining me today and happy Wednesday. I wanted to make a brief video about the tonneau cover of the Jaguar XK8 and focus on these toggles which are used to hold the tonneau cover towards the rear end of the car, basically in the little gap between the body of the car and the boot lid itself. So this faces the back of the car. Um, the front of the car has these two clips, which are, I believe they're called Tennax Fasteners. There's two of them, they're metal, there's a spring inside. So this is facing the front of the car to hold the tonneau cover again to the bodywork of the car. Now, these sometimes break, even though to me, they look quite robust, and I don't really see a way how this could fall apart. But I've read on forums that people are looking for these, they're broken or they're missing or something like that. And these fasteners here, these toggles, they don't break, but what happens is they tend to get lost, and they get lost because they have those rubber caps. That's the construction. Two rubber caps and a sort of a plasticky hose tube inside. That's the construction of them. And for some reason, these caps get loose. They fall off. They falls out, and people lose them. Now, the good news is that if you're a purist and you want to keep everything as original as possible, you can just go to S&G Barrett. Let me see here. Sorry, Adamash, not S&G Barrett. Adamash and Adamash have both the tonneau cover, the replacement Tennax fasteners, those metal ones, and they also have the tonneau cover replacement toggles, which is sort of exactly the item that I was showing you earlier. Let me see what the prices are. So the replacement toggles are 15 pounds for the set, and the 10x fasteners are 24 pounds. And I suspect there will be some shipping depending on where in the world you are. So you can easily get those. It seems like they are available. To me, that's great news because I have one of these. The other two are missing. They have been lost over the years. So I only have one original one. The other two are gone. Now, I was thinking, if I don't order sort of the original parts, what else can I do to make sure the functionality of this piece remains? And really, the functionality is sort of meant to work in a way that this diameter here, this circle, is supposed to hold the tonneau cover in place so that it doesn't slide out in between the gap, which is between the boot lid of the car and the rest of the bodywork. So this sort of gets pinched in there, and it's supposed not to slide out. So what could be done? Well, I've seen many options. I've seen owners literally stick a pen in here or a pencil, which works, but probably aesthetically is not ideal. What are some of the options that I'm considering? If we go the pen/pencil route, sort of a wooden piece, I have this brush. I mean, you can get these, probably 20 of them for $1 at the dollar store. The wooden handles on these are actually perfect to slide in here. They're a pretty good fit, actually. And you can choose to have them stick out a bit, or you could cut them flush so that they're just to the end of the fabric. So that's one option. You could, of course, choose to you could stain it a different color. You could seal it with some kind of varnish or top coat so that this wood is resistant to moisture and water and so on. So that's one option. That's probably cleaner and neater if you want to go that route. Um, I have two more options that I've implemented and I wanted to show you as alternatives. Now I have these silicone hoses here. These are from another project unrelated to the Jaguar, but I have two silicone hoses. Um, the smaller diameter is the outside diameter of the smaller hose is exactly 9 millimeter. The outside diameter of the bigger hose is exactly 11 millimeters. Um, and here's how I've used them. You could cut the smaller hose, the 9 millimeter one. You could cut it like this, goes in here relatively easily. You could slide it in, and there it is, coming out on the other side. So you could cut this a bit longer to have it stick out. And then from the bigger, from the wider hose, you could cut just two caps and place them on. Here and here, and what you would get is this kind of look right here. So I have the smaller hose inside, you could see it, and I have the bigger hose just acting as end caps here at the end. So this somewhat replicates what the original structure and intention is. Now the color clearly is not ideal, right? If your hoses are black, I think that would work really well. You almost won't be able to tell. And silicone, it's resistant to heat, it's resistant to moisture. It won't crack. It won't, like, it's super resistant to any kind of abuse. So I think this is a really good long-term solution, and essentially you wouldn't have any issues going forward. Another option is what I did on this side, and what I have here is I have the wider hose, the 11 millimeter hose, cut exactly to length, and I slid it inside. It was really hard to slide it in. If you have a 10 millimeter hose outside diameter, might work better, sort of easier to place in. This was extremely hard to get it in here, but in a way it guarantees that it would be extremely hard to take out as well. Having this silicone hose placed in this fashion guarantees that, you know, this won't crush, this won't slide out of the gap at the back of the car. And I think it's a really clean solution, maintenance free. You have nothing to worry about. Again, if it was black, would have been better. I have blue one. I may use permanent marker to just sort of paint it on the side here. And I think this solution would work for me. I know that it's not the purest and the most ideal approach, but the important thing on these pieces is the functionality, not the aesthetics or the optics and the looks. When the tonneau cover is in place, this is never visible. It's not seen from any angle of the car. When the tonneau cover is not in place and is just folded in the trunk, again, nobody really sees these things. Nobody pays attention. Like, it's not something that you really need to worry about in any way in terms of how it looks. The more important thing is how it functions. And of course, you want to have a solution in place which is sort of resistant, future-proof, so that you know, things don't fall off, and you don't lose those caps, and you don't lose your fasteners and so on. So I think what I'll do is I'll go with this approach with the silicone hose inside. I think it's very clean, it's very streamlined, clearly it's very durable, and that's what I'll keep going forward on both sides of the tonneau cover. Just another note here, you probably see I have my seats all finished, cleaned, sealed, treated. They're soft, they're supple. I mean, the leather is just amazing to touch. They're ready to be put back in the car. I'm just waiting for the weather to warm up a bit more before I place them back in. So that's it. That's what I wanted to cover today. Thank you for joining me. I hope you found this useful. And if you're doing this project, best of luck. Take care. Bye bye.